Hey Bat fans, this is your Digital Super Saiyan 3 back here with a new video. And today I'm going to be covering my top 5 favorite episodes of the new Batman Adventures. So, the new Batman Adventures, also dubbed Batman the Animated Series Season 4. Now, this was made mainly just to have the character models look exactly like those of that of the Superman show, Superman the Animated Series. Well, so with that being said, I thought I'd go and cover the 5 best episodes of the new Batman Adventures. And I gotta say, it's probably my favorite season of the animated series, or slash. Well, I definitely love this era of Batman, I meant. So this is my top 5 new Batman Adventures episodes. And don't worry, I will cover the 5 worst. Because there are some episodes of the new Batman Adventures I didn't exactly like. So these are the 5 I actually like the most. Number 5 is Double Talk. Now, this was a villain reform episode for Arnold Wesker, aka the ventriloquist. I love how this episode centers around the ventriloquist, just wanting to leave a normal life and his whole criminal persona behind him, and he gets a job at Wayne Industries. But of course, Moxie and Rhino, who were Scarface's 2 goons, tries to get Wesker to come back and trying to bring back Scarface. Of course, Scarface himself does come back, and he tries to kill Moxie and Rhino at the end when they are trying to rob Wayne Industries, mainly because he didn't like how the muscle is trying to become the brain. And that is something that you don't do, ever, if you're a criminal mastermind. The muscle is not supposed to become the brain. And that's what Scarface felt like that his boys were doing, trying to orchestrate his return when Scarface himself demanded that. And yes, you have Batman and Batgirl having to stop all of this. So, in the end, this is a really solid episode, and I love how we get it, how this was like the best of, the ventriloquist we got on this show, and in the DCAU in general. This was probably my favorite Scarface and ventriloquist episode. Probably this would be my favorite episode to rewatch when it came to the character of Scarface and the ventriloquist. Not to say they had terrible episodes in the animated series either, or on the Batman, but their episode on the new Batman Adventures Double Talk was just an enjoyable one. Number 4 is the Joker's Millions. Now, this episode has the Joker inherit the fortune of a mobster that he's rivals with by the name of King Barlow. After a heist gone wrong, Joker finds a check in his mail that he learns that he has inherited the fortune of his hated nemesis, King Barlow. Although Batman would be a close second, I believe. I don't know, the Joker's made plenty of enemies. So it's kind of a unique situation that we see Joker have his criminal record expunged in this episode, and lots of shenanigans happen, like the fact that you see how Joker spends this mobster's money, and yet when he's faced with trying to pay the IRS, he's having to, stage one of his classic capers as he's back in the saddle. Heck, he even hires a fake Harley Quinn in this episode, or new Harley. While the old Harley is in Arkham and she escapes. This is a very funny episode nonetheless, and it's definitely the funniest of the Joker episodes of the new Batman Adventures. And Mark Hamill definitely does his best here on the new Batman Adventures episode, Joker's Millions. It's a very funny Joker episode, and I definitely would do a list of best Joker cartoon episodes when I get the chance. Number 3, The Ultimate Thrill. And a new villain appears in Gotham City by the name of Roxy Rocket. And she is this thief that is an adrenaline junkie who used to be a former stunt woman, but was fired for enjoying her line of work too much because of how dangerous it was for her. And she finds a new thrill in challenging the Batman by constantly being chased by Batman. Oh, and yes, she's also working with the Penguin. This is also one of my favorite appearances by the Penguin in the new Batman Adventures. As, he also wants to cut all ties with Roxy after her latest fiasco. Knowing that he can't take the chance, despite he's told Roxy that, he wanted her to tone it down, but Roxy won't listen, so of course Penguin tries to attempt to kill her, and he sends two of his hench girls to try to do Roxy in, and Roxy Rocket was just a fun character that was introduced, and I wish she made more appearances. I wonder if they ever put her in the comics, or if she will ever appear in the comics, though, like, be like a mainline DC villain. Like, I would really love this character to be like a mainline villain. It'd be awesome. Number 2, Sins of the Father. This is the episode that has Tim Drake's first appearance. Well, technically he appeared in the episode before this in the Holiday Nights episode, but this was like an episode, on how he becomes Robin and how he becomes the new Robin after Dick Grayson has headed to college, or shall I say has left the Bat family. And yes, I know he technically is not gone from the Bat family, but just, he's not partners with Batman anymore. But you see Tim as this lovable little scamp who's also got a father for a gangster, and he's not a crime boss. No, he works for Two-Face, actually. And, Tim is living alone. He's being chased by police. Tim was, kind of a delinquent. But then, I guess, after getting one of Batman's batarangs, he finds himself in harm's way when he comes across Two-Face trying to get his hands on these chemicals to create this bomb. So, it all comes down to a big showdown at the old movie theater, at this abandoned movie theater where Batman, Batgirl, and Tim Drake Robin take on Two-Face in the final act of this episode. It's a very unique episode and a good beginning for Tim Drake. And I love Tim Drake on this show, and I love how this was a good introduction for him for an origin episode. And then number 1 is Over the Edge. Now, this would have to be the best appearance of the Scarecrow, next to his appearance in Nothing to Fear from the animated series. But his episode here on the new Batman Adventures definitely was the best of the 2 appearances he's in. Basically, he gasses Batgirl after making Batgirl believe that she died, because this is taking place within Batgirl's subconscious. And then her father believing that, but her father, Commissioner Gordon, soon takes it upon himself to try to take down Batman after he learns that his daughter was Batgirl. And we see Gordon go all out trying to hunt Batman down, especially learning who Batman is, and after going through Barbara's computer. And you see this whole fallout between Batman and Gordon play out really well in this episode, especially when Gordon even makes a deal with Bane to go after Batman, but Bane goes back on the deal. And the fight between Batman and Bane in this episode was just enjoyable. Of course, yes, this was all a dream, like I said, or I was meant to say, yes, this was a dream that was manifested through Scarecrow's fear toxin after he gassed Barbara. But it was a good what-if scenario that took place within Barbara's mind. So, and Tara Strong definitely does this episode justice, especially when we get into the finale of the episode when Barbara and her father talk. Anyway, this has been your Digital Super Saiyan 3, and I will see you Bat fans next time for when I do the top 5 worst episodes of the new Batman Adventures. See ya!